Greetings. And we're not in the lab. We're not in the lab. We're in JLHQ, Justice League headquarters. And we are here again. This is Ron Tell That. We said that everyone share. And we have with us, always got great people with us. And we got Noble Kevin Simmons in the house. How you doing, brother? How you doing?
Yo, how's
All
everybody?
right.
Blessings and salutations.
Yes, sir. Then we got Noble Mike Cherry in the house.
Yeah, how we doing? Good evening, everybody.
And then the illustrious potentate, Kenneth Glover in the house, who been on before, who gets a little disrespectful, but I'm going to leave all that alone. I'm trying to be cool because me and Kevin and Mike going to have a conversation. I'm trying to be cool. So, how you doing, brother? He family. Y'all know he family. But he been doing it. All right.
How y'all doing?
Doing good. Yes, sir. And then we have joining us my mortal enemy. I tell people, don't get it twisted because y'all see me with him. Don't get it twisted. We got Coach Rob DeLoach. He's my mortal, and again, I swear to God, he is my mortal enemy. Don't get it twisted. He's back with us, just like Kenna. He family, but he gets on my nerve, and Coach DeLoach gets on my nerve too. Coach DeLoach, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. No need to complain.
and then Justin Ward is here, but Justin Ward just in audio because he at work, so we can't spoil him. He right there because y'all know I'll be liking that stuff like that. And so we are here because of hold up, I almost slipped for a second. And so Alexis. I don't know what he's saying. That he asked me, has a guy started? Lexus Best. Yeah, we have started already. He lied. That foolishness right there. You know, he's not getting it. Why I gotta deal with Alexis Best? Oh my God! But anyway, so we gotta do this right here. Kevin Simmons. Who are you?
Hi, my name's Noble Kevin Simmons from Omar Temple number 21, Savannah, Georgia. The Omar. Black Shriners of Savannah. A lot of people don't know that we still got Black Shriners around, and we out here in the community doing what we got to do, and make sure our people straight.
All right. And Brother Mike Cherry. Who are you, Brother Mike Cherry?
My name is Noble Mike Cherry, resident of Savannah, Georgia, born and raised. Grew up here in the community. Like I said, I've been pretty much around masonry and Shriners my whole life. So it only took part that I joined the organization. Been in the organization a little over a year now, and like I said, they entrusted me with responsibilities to be the president of the Sandstalkers Shrine Club unit here in Savannah, Georgia. So just trying to do good work, like Noble Simmons said, and just trying to make sure people know that we are here, we are in the community, and try to bring back some of that old glory that Omar Temple used to have back in the day to the Savannah community.
See that I'm gonna say that I don't know why Mike went there like that. Omar was known to cheat when it came to sports, but I'm gonna leave that alone.
Hey, hold on now.
And
talking to a former Cobra now. Hold on now.
It wasn't me. Somebody with the Stars organization. Somebody with the Stars organization who's on the show right now said that wasn't me. If you look at the bottom, it's called a coach. So I'm just letting you know, it wasn't me. Coach Rob said the Cobra used to cheat all the time. I ain't here to say that.
Man. Don't do the ketchup and mustard.
But I'm just saying. And then Glover had said, "Yeah, you can't help it if Burners Homes and everybody was tied to us." But I'm just saying. All right. So again, so with the two of them, Glover and Delos, people know because this ain't their first rodeo. But I gotta do this right here. So for y'all two. So Mike, who your people, Mike? Who your people?
Well, my people were from Savannah, the Savannah area. Grew up in the Grant Mitchell family out of the East Savannah, but my grandma was originally from Richmond Hill area. So all the Grants and out of the Richmond Hill area, that's pretty much where my people originated from. I grew up in East Savannah. I let y'all slide with that Savannah High stuff because I'm a 2001 graduate of Savannah High School, so I let y'all slide with it early before you got on live. And so, like I said, I also stayed and matriculated here at Savannah State University, spring class of 2007, Department of Communications. So under the direction of Dr. Charles Elmo at the time, yes, sir.
I don't know why he did that, but brother Kevin,
he had to mention that Blue Jacket stuff. I don't
I
understand.
mean, hey,
it's like a disease. They always got to mention that everywhere they go. They can't be sophisticated like us Jenkins Warriors. Where you know what I'm saying? They can't hold their tongue. They ain't got no home training.
Hey,
they don't know how to stay in the house. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. We can't do nothing about that.
Like my wife said, y'all Warriors, y'all uncooped.
Jenkins High School. Yeah,
y'all uncooped, yeah, brother. So
yeah, you can't do like us, man. They can't be like us.
It's a struggle. It's a struggle for them. So who are your people? Who are your brother? Kevin, who are your people? Who are your people?
All right, so I grew up around Savannah, Georgia. Born in West Savannah, off of Church Street. So big ups West Savannah and all those good people that came from that area over there. I did not go to Savannah State University. I actually went to a PWI. Excuse me, the Georgia Southern University, best university on the side of the earth. I actually went into mortuary science with my degree. I did a dual enrollment over at Ogeechee Technical College. Came out of school and now I'm over at the Chatham County Sheriff's Office, working on our first Black sheriff, and trying to change the world one day at a time. But that's me. Everybody know Kev.
And then the sheriff went to the wrong high school too. I get on him about that too.
Yeah. So what is an atom smasher? Somebody can tell me that.
Yeah.
Somebody tell me what an atom smasher is.
Thank you, Coach.
I hope he see this.
Coach DeLoach, we're not about to have no conversation about high schools with you, no Glover. We're not about to get. We're gonna move on to this right here because I already know. So what the deal is?
Hey, Doc.
Coach, I'm letting people look at the flyer. August 4th, 2025, Durham Middle School and Clint Street from 6:45 to 7:30 a.m. And that is back to school with Factory 2.0 and friends. And also is going to have Omar Temple also involved in this right here. Coach DeLoach is the contact. Coach DeLoach, what you're about to say, you can only talk about the event. You cannot talk about high schools now, Coach DeLoach. I just want to let understand that. Same thing with Lover.
I have to give young brothers an introduction. The illustrious Noble Rob DeLoach, Temple 194, Al Correct Temple, K-Town, Germany. So I've been doing I've been walking on the code since 1992. You were still in high school. So we don't turn the sands over many times over. So congratulations to you brothers for joining the illustrious Shrine Temple. I know y'all claim Omar, but man, look at here. But I won't. We all won, right? But me and Brother Glover go back to playing at the Savannah Christian on the backfield where I ran him over for the game-winning touchdown.
Oh wow!
I had to sneak that in there.
I like that one right there. I like that right there.
Yeah, so, goal tie 6-6. We go into penetration, and me and Glover meet at the goal line on a muddy Saturday.
Yeah.
I had the Peter rolling. Get on in there.
Yeah. He just flipped out my grass. That's all. That field was mud. Anybody know I put that lead on it, but he just did a little roll into the end zone. That's how he scored.
That's all that counts, man. Look here. I was hurting though. I didn't want to tell nobody, but I was hurting. But no, man, for me, and you guys are aware of what's going on in our city and around the country and things like that when it comes to our young people. So Doc and I have been, working diligently throughout the community over the summer, where we clothed the Caton Home community, we fed the Delaware centers, we fed the Fred Wessel community, and our last event was over at WW Law. We fed the summer campers all, for the summer. And then now we get back to school. And I told Doc and Alexis when we talked about this, is that we need to do a roll call of brothers to come and support our schools in our community. And as you all know, Hubert Middle School, which is around the corner from the temple, is in dire need of support of the school. So we kind of halved it up, where I would take the west side of town at the Wren Middle School, and that you all would, take over the Hubert Middle School. So I've contacted the principal at Hubert, and some of the staff. Gloria Beck is looking forward to you guys coming over there. So collectively, instead of doing the back to school drive like everybody else is doing, book bags and clothing and all other stuff, I think our presence would speak volume to the kids and to the staff that, yes, the temple is involved in this, and my nonprofit, the Factory 2.0 and Friends, is involved. And these kids can see some brothers that are willing to take time off from their job and show support for them.
All right. And Brother Glover, what's your thoughts with regards to this, and why are you and Alexis being so instrumental in making this happen? So what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I reached out to Pony I ain't gonna call him. I reached out to Coach Deloach.
You said Pony?
No, man, I ain't meant to say that. I reached out to Coach Deloach last year, and with his STEM program, he was rolling then, and this was before I became a Lustrous Potentate. So when Alexis hit me up and told me he had got back in contact with Coach Deloach, got in contact with Coach Deloach, it was like, okay, that's gravy, because I had reached out to him last year, and like he stated, we go way back. And, he come from the doghouse, so I'm going to support from my end. So it was just natural for me as a Lustrous Potentate to bring this to the attention of the nobility, and for them to decide, from the unit, the Sandstalkers, which, Noble Cherry, who I coached through the boys club back in the day, he was a Steeler. As him being the president of Sandstalker, when I brought it to his attention, and he also knew about Coach Deloach, it's only natural that the Sandstalker unit take control and go ahead, since they're locally here in Savannah, to take control and go ahead and make it happen, so the nobility will be out there and represent at Hubert Middle School.
Appreciate that. All right. Definitely appreciate that. And it's a great opportunity for us.
Coach Deloach, I was gonna get Mike something. You gonna come back? Mike got a chance to say something, Coach Deloach.
I'm dealing with my vision, man. I can't hardly see.
Okay. I forgot. Coach Pony. Don't let everybody. Coach Pony. So Mike, all right.
Yes, sir.
So why is that, especially being from the city? Why is this important with regards to at least starting the school outright with these young brothers and sisters, and now at Hubert and also at Durant?
I mean, to speak from a personal standpoint, and and he probably would want me to bring this up, but like just in talking to, like, even just bringing up the Illustrious Potentate, Kenneth Glover, how I came to be, at the boys club. Like, I grew up, like I said, east side of Savannah, like getting in trouble. And, it got to a point where my mama, she was at her wit's end with me, you know what I'm saying? And, we didn't have, a lot of people in my family, were, the men were running the streets and stuff. So I didn't have too many positive role models or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Especially after my parents split. So to have, grandma saying, hey, take your behind up to the boys club, man, and just, get out of trouble. And you got people like Coach Glover at the time who just, hey, putting the football in your hand and say, hey, come off the streets, go find something positive to do with your life. So I credit this brother, like, just not even realizing, like, we asked the question in masonry, how long you been a Mason? I've been a Mason all my life. I grew up right there off of 544 East Huntington Street. Where Huntington Street is, it's the house. Literally, it's them row houses, them Robbie Robinson row houses. Literally, I could see the Prince Hall Center right from my grandma's front porch. So it was one of those situations. You go all the way down to the boys' club, and you getting out of trouble, staying out of trouble. So somebody like Noble Glover is somebody I can credit to say, he got me out the streets. Somebody like him was instrumental in getting me out the streets. And instead of going left, I was able to go right. I was able to finish school and go get 2 degrees, become a father, a business owner, things like that. So we need those positive influences in the neighborhood, in the community, just to be able to have these young brothers and sisters to know somebody cares. So even for somebody, like you say, to take off, and it's just an hour or 2 hours out of our work day, that's not going to tie up the whole day, to be able to say, hey, I want you to go have a great year, a great first day, a great year at school. We're gonna be here. It's not just the first day of school. If I can help it, I'll make sure we're there at least a couple times throughout the year, just to show these young brothers and sisters somebody cares, man. And I think that's what we need more of. We just, throughout the community, we need more people just to be able to show the young brothers and sisters, hey, we love you, we care about you. You might not be, blood couldn't make us no more family. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way we look at it, man.
And so, Kevin, what's the impact that you think by doing what you all are planning on doing on August 4th at Hubert and at Durant, and then the long term? What do you foresee being the impact of that?
Well, I like to call it the care effect. I'm a product of a care effect. I grew up within Omar Youth Department. My grandfather was a prominent Mason and Shriner through his years of living. And, I played during those years under Berners Holmes and Willie Marvin and Fred Jones and those guys. I even explored over with the Pals and and a lot of our law enforcement leaders who are now in chief spots and major spots, who coached me as a kid, and now I'm in a situation of a career of law enforcement. It all came from my upbringing as a child, being around these guys who were doing these certain things, and having those experiences with them at that early age. It drove me in a different direction from the people who I was surrounding myself with around during the time of growing up. So, it definitely is going to put a lasting impression. Psychologists say there's an age gap where a child remembers the most of their lives at a certain age from middle school, from elementary school to middle school. And that's why this is the great target age to actually begin the steps of turning the status quo of our younger generation.
All right. And so Alexis Best, who said initially he can locate us, but Alexis Best somehow miraculously has found that he said making a difference in the community is what we're called to do. So I felt that was fitting, even though he finally found us. But that's what happens. That's what happens. And thank you, all of y'all checking out the show. We say share. Just like Sarah is saying, share. We say share. Everyone share. And so again, he finally found us. And so no hate. But we just saying, Savannah High people, sometimes it take them a little longer. And so but we're glad about that. And we're going to take a break right now. We're going to come right back. This is Ron Tell. We got with us Brother Mike Cherry, Brother Kevin Simmons. We got with us Coach Rob DeLoach, a.k.a. Pony, and Brother Kenneth Glover in the house, and Brother Justin Ward is he's just hanging on with us. He's just hanging out. So yes, but again, this is Ron Tell that.
Need your garments cleaned with care and with a professional touch? Then bring them to One Price Cleaners in Garden City at the Old Farmers Market on Highway 80. Service you can count on.
Savannah, are you looking for some of the best Southern soul food? Then check out Kim's Cafe at 714 MLK Boulevard. The food is so good, you'll think that your mother cooked it. Located in the heart of Savannah, Kim's has a menu that includes breakfast anytime, lunch when you need it, and dinner so you won't have to cook when you get home. They also cater all types of events and can host your reserved event at the restaurant. Come see what everyone has been raving about. Great food, great atmosphere, and a great time. Kim's Cafe, 714 MLK Boulevard in beautiful downtown Savannah.
We are back, and this is Run Tell That, and we have with us Kenneth Glover, Kevin Simmons, and also Mike Cherry. Coach Rob DeLoach is somewhere. I guess he just came back on. He just came back onto the screen. And so we said, all y'all share, and also support the people who support us. And on August 2nd, you will have the event that's happening with regards to activities around the entire city for school kids and back to school. All that's happening right now. But then also we need, and Mike went and said it, we need this throughout the entire year. We've got all these activities going on. We had it this past weekend, but we need people at the schools throughout the entire year. And it is crucial that we be at our schools. And so we now come to the potentate. We're going to say, what are the things that when you talk about that, and Alexis put it out there, serving the community, that's what you're supposed to do. What are some of the things that Omar Temple will be doing throughout the year that at least that you can talk about right now?
Well, in September, you know what we're doing in August with the school events. Well, in September, we'll be assisting the sickle cell anemia campaign at Lake Mare on the second weekend, September the 12th, with Ms. Shepard, who is over the sickle cell committee. We're going to be supporting her. The clown unit, the sand stalkers, and all of us will be out there supporting at Lake Mare. That's going to be a walk for sickle cell. You know, sickle cell is a serious illness that is still strong in the Black community. So Omar Temple has always supported that initiative. So we must continue to support that, and that's what we're going to be doing in September, supporting sickle cell anemia. And then we're going to move on to some other events that we have set up, trying to make sure that we continue to strengthen our initiatives in the community. Well, you know, Savannah State Homecoming coming up, and we're moving towards with the new president at the university. We're going to be reaching out to him to see where we can fit in. We just gave a scholarship to Savannah State at our first responder appreciation event we had in May. So we're working toward solidifying another scholarship before the end of the year to a student at Savannah State University.
All right.
So that's what we're looking at doing, complete our year.
All right, great. So, Coach DeLoach,
Yes,
what
sir.
are the responsibilities of adults to the young people in their community?
Well, we have to let them know that the village is real. You know, a lot of times we see kids, and some of us are afraid to stop and talk to them, pull them to the side, and you know, show them the right way. But you know, Glover and I, we're a little older. Doc, you know how it go. Wherever you act up is where they act out. So, but you know, we just want to be a support mechanism for our young people, be leaders in the community. You know, not necessarily worry about your title, but just your actions. You know, and I'm glad that the brothers of Omar Temple, the nobles of Omar Temple, are joining us in this, because it's our city. You know. And it's just good. It's a great start. You know, hopefully it can continue working with the school systems, just coming out and support these kids as much as we can. You know, the more we show the more opportunities we had to build relationships with them. And like one of the brothers, the Noble, said earlier, it's about the relationship, man. These kids just need someone to know that they care about them, and they'll run through a brick wall for you.
And to add on to what Coach Delos was talking about, I forgot to indicate that one of the initiatives with the Shriners, we just took our youth organization, which is a combined youth club with Omar Court number 91, our Daughters of ISIS. We just took out in July, Noble Stevens, one of our nobles, along with daughter Tiffany Maxwell, took 14 kids to New Orleans to our youth conference for a week. That was just the beginning for our youth organization to branch off, where we're going to be reaching out in the community, which this event at Building Bridges, which is also on Hopkins Street. There's a school over on Hopkins Street. The Noble's also going to be working with Building Bridges, looking at our Shriners as Mentors program. We're rebuilding that program. So we're going to be reaching out to the community to engage in recruiting young men into our youth group, Omar Youth Group, and rebuilding that. So that is a part of what we're working on. Every Noble that works with our youth are vetted, meaning that they have their background checks. Their background checks are clean. So those individuals who will be working with the youth are going to be specializing in mentoring and making sure that we out there, just leading and giving those kids the opportunity to have that individual that they can talk with and work with. We're going to probably be taking some kids to some sporting events and doing other things, teaching kids how to change a tire, teaching kids how to change oil, stuff like that, also working along with the STEM programs and doing some things at the university. That's why we're trying to bridge the gap with Savannah State, because we already doing a partnership with Georgia Southern University. So we're moving in the right direction, and we're going to go into 2026 with a positive attitude.
Not that I had said this, but I have the power to read minds. I have the power to read minds. Coach Delos said, now, why did Jamal let Glover just go and start talking when he knew he was going to go to Kevin and ask Kevin a question, that Glover just goes and just overrides and just takes over? That was Coach Delos. I read Coach Delos' mind. So
because I'm the Lunch's potentate, and I be doing that all the time.
No, you always been like that. I don't know why you even tripping like that. You do stuff like that. I don't know why you try to act like, oh no, I just started doing that. No, it ain't. He's been like that since he's 18 years old. That's why
Jamal, those Bulldogs, they just like the Blue Jackets. They don't know how to act.
Here we go.
It's just leadership, man. We used to being leaders. That's all.
Oh Lord. So what I did put this back up, and so I'm gonna ask Kevin to address this, because Alexis, I think, is a good point. Alexis put out there. So within our communities, the desire for our kids to dream has been diminished by their daily experiences. We must give them better experiences so they can dare to dream. And just to let y'all notice, Tiffany Maxwell is my nephew's grandmama. So King. So yeah. So So Brother Kevin, when you read that from Alexis, what comes to mind for you with regards to on the manifestation of that?
I would just like to say that Alexis Best is writing his behind off down here with these scripts. I heard him on the phone earlier. He couldn't talk too much, but he definitely putting them fingers to work today. That's my good Noble there. But definitely giving a dream to the youth is what's missing in our community today. A lot of the youth that are in the system, that are coming from broken homes, that are inner city, they don't have much to look for outside of Savannah. And what they do have to look at in Savannah lately hasn't been the status quo of what they need to succeed. Um, I think about back in the day when I was growing up, and you had the summer pools that were open. You had the Delaware Center you could walk in and out of. They would feed you lunch, the brown bags, everything that used to. You had all of these resources. Just as a kid, you could leave home and come back before the street lights open. Street lights come off, and your family didn't have to worry about if you ate or not, because they knew that all of these community resources was taking care of you back then. We don't have any of that anymore. So now the kids go out and they leave home in the morning during the summertime. They gonna get caught stealing out of store because they ain't got no money to eat. Where when the community used to come out and feed them, things of that nature. If we can bring back that dream, like Noble Best said, giving them something to dream for, letting them know that they can be something bigger. They can leave this city and do more. They can, and it's good now that we have influential names that we can throw out now that shows them great examples. You can be the next Flage, or you can be the next Molly Music. You can be the next Anthony Lanier. You throw those names out there to them, and these people who are coming back into the community, and I commend them all who are coming back into the community, and they're sending that message. And we have to be the assistants to the senders, and help them believe in themselves again. I always felt like when they took away a lot of those community resources for children during the summertime, that they really were setting these kids up to fail. And the reality of it is seeing what we've been seeing lately in the news, like the situations at the mall and the situations downtown. And it's affecting the city as a whole, because now you have certain situations where areas downtown can't be open after a certain time when they were generating revenue for our city. And it all stems from the root problem of the children. The children not having that support and having that push out to do certain things, or rise above their circumstances. So we have to be that umbrella, and we have to give that fuel so that they can go forward and reach their dreams. Coming from a black household, which in all five of us, or six, because I think Justin on here, growing up, you ever told your family or family member you wanted to do something, and then they told you, man, you need to get a real dream. You better get you a job. You better go down into the hall and get you a card so you can work. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but you just killed that child's dream. So, we have to be dream builders, to actually, give it a name. We should be dream builders for these children in the community so that they can succeed and reach, because we have a lot of bright students. We have a lot of smart kids in our community, and they just don't have the outlet to release what they have inside. So definitely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it's a chock full of stuff that you said, Kevin. And so, which I'm gonna lead off with Mike on this right here, and then go to each one of you, because again, a lot of things. And so, and in fact, before Kevin, you logged on, I was talking to someone, and this is a person who's going through training right now at the sheriff department, and he talked about that, how he's from Savannah, and when he was going through, they had him do the walkthrough today, and that people was calling out his name. And so and he was like looking. So he said he had to be subdued about it. And I told him, I said, no, you can't be subdued about it. I said, because now you become an example for them, because you know them and they know you. Y'all went to school together, that even when you're not in that environment at the Chatham County Jail, guess what then happens? And if you didn't put on the streets, the people can now look at you and relate to you, but you also know how to be fair with them, understand, like, listen here, I know you. I know. So their thing, I told him, I said, just like somebody tell you, say, like, can you bring my mama apple pie inside here? I told him, you'd be like, no, I can't bring no contraband inside here. Yeah, I want something. I love your mama apple pie myself, but I can't do that. Understand it, because again, I'm saying that's what it is. That's all, because he was saying that he got a flip. I'm like, no, it's not. You still be you, and you not show everybody. You show people character right now. And so, Mike, actually, this is a part of that right there. What are the roles of Black men in the lives of children and the community, showing and displaying character? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I think it's not just about the fathers. I know the fathers are important roles in, in a child's life, in a young man or young woman's life. So, but I think the characteristics and qualities that we who are fathers can display to even other people. We've always known in the Black community that we always say that the saying, it takes a village. It takes a village. So it's one of those things where, that role model figure is that person that knows that, well, I know your mom. Like you asked me when we first came on, who are your people? So it's like, well, one of them situations where like, now, ain't you such and such grandbaby? You know your grandma wouldn't do that. You know your auntie wouldn't play that. So I think having those role models in and about the community, just to be able to show the young folks that, hey, another way. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to tell folks, like my little god brother, when he was coming up, he used to get picked on when he went to Schumann Middle School, and it was like, well, because he was what they classified as the nerd, and I had to explain to him, go ahead and be the nerd. We all a geek to something. I'm a geek for technology, so that's why I went into the field that I went into. So, but like I kept trying to tell him, don't when you talked about code switching, you shouldn't feel like you have to code switch. Be yourself and let your light shine through, because at the end of the day, like I tried to tell my god brother, these folks that you trying to code switch for, and you trying to, or I'm gonna call it what it is, you dumbing yourself down for it. And I'm guilty of it myself, because my wife used to get on me about that all the time. Well, because my folks are straight Gullah Geechee. So it's like, she said, well, I feel like when you got 2 degrees and you speak very eloquently sometimes, you pronounce your words and do it, but when you get around your people, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all of a sudden you bring it down 10 notches. And she's like, you shouldn't have to do that, because you give them the role model that they can say, being one of the first, if not, I think the first out my immediate family to graduate from college, not just once, but twice. But you show them a better way. You get what I'm saying? So I think that's very important to these young kids, to be able to show them, hey, you don't have to be like me. You could be better than me. I got 2 degrees. I encourage you to go get 3. So do something better with yourself. But it starts with that molding of that clay that we got of these young kids and these young minds, and being able to show them, young brother, young sister, you can do better. You can be better. So go reach for the stars. You want to do this? Don't shoot like Kev said, don't shoot their dreams down. Hey, how you gonna do it? What you think is the plan? How we gonna get this done? And if you don't have an answer, let me help you find the answer, and let me help you get to what we're doing. And that's what we try to do with Omar Temple. We trying to make sure we allow these young brothers and sisters and the court to know that, hey, we're here for you, and somebody is still in the community trying to help you push and achieve what you need to do.
Absolutely. And with regards to that, now just to show those people, now the people understand, when people speaking Gullah, guess what? That's the language. We're bilingual. But what happened? You had school systems did not tell us that was broken English, bad English,
Right.
which damaged the people. And y'all talking about that dream killing. That's what that did. It damaged folks. So that's why now we have wound up with this gap in Savannah, in particular.
Right.
I'm just with Savannah. So people not knowing who they are. And so guess what? They don't know who they are. So they don't even pass it down to generations. So what happened? Your grandparents were stopped. They didn't even give it to your parents. And so then you didn't get it. And so then that what comes into play. So I tell folks, understand about who we are, that culture, that's important. And so before he lost his mind, Kanye, I spoke about something Kanye said early on, he said, dream killers, that don't let nobody kill, that he talked about the dream killers. And I like, that was a poignant statement that he said. This was before he became Ye, but before all that. And so we come to you, Coach DeLoach. What are the roles of Black men in our communities, and with regards to our youth? What's the role? What are we supposed to be displaying with regards to our youth?
Leadership, love, compassion, fellowship, same things that you and I, grew up on. Having some morals, having some character, some integrity. And you got to lead by example. We had a lot of role models, and when we were coming up, we had Bo Levette, for those who been around. We had Coach Holmes, we had Coach Jenks, we had Coach Jeremy, we had Coach Jenkins at Richard Arnold, we had Coach Roberts. We had so many different role models, and like the brother brought up earlier, we could go to Tompkins Center, or we can go to Cam Park, or we can go to 30th Street Park, we can go to 56th Street Park, and we can travel, ride bicycles, handlebars. We didn't have to worry about nobody shooting at us. The only thing we
Yeah.
probably had to do was, when the dogs came out of somebody's neighborhood and they'd chase you, and you had to jump the fence, or cut down the lane, or go up on the house, and all that, run on somebody's porch, and all that is lost now. The one thing that I share with people a lot of times, when we started losing our communities, is when we started putting fences around our properties. When we were growing up, everybody sat on the front porch, and now there are no front porches on home anymore. Everybody has a man cave, or they're in the back, sitting around on the deck. So you don't have the visibility of what's going on in the neighborhood, because everybody's in the man cave, or they're in the backyard with the privacy fence. So when you don't have those all-seeing eyes to see what's going on in your community, we lose focus. And then we wonder why. Man, who live next door? We don't even talk to our neighbors. Back in the days, you can look out for each other. Hey, man, we about to go out of town. Man, you can't tell nobody going out of town now. You come back and your whole house gone. So we just got to get back to basics, man. And I think with us, taking this initiative to get back into, what I call grassroots, just get back to what we know, what we know to do. And we all come from different backgrounds. You're coming off of College Brownsville, man. Hey, what they call now the number street. It was 40th and Bullet when I was coming over. Now they don't try to change the name to the number street, but we just gonna keep, real recognize real. And like I said, we just gonna get back to the basics, and hopefully with this event on Monday, that we can continue, to grow it, and maybe not, every school year. Maybe we can do it quarterly. Have lunch with some of the kids at different schools around the city. Like I say, just show a presence, something positive. And hopefully we can, get with the local sheriff department, the police department, the fire department, some of these recruiters, and we all just band together as one, and we all bring something different to the table. But I think, in saying all of this, just show up, and we'll see how the outcome and the feedback, and we can talk about things that, we learn from this, and things that we can do to make it better next time.
All right. And so, Brother Kevin, what's the role of Black men with regards to having an impact in the communities and on young people, and with regards to character?
The community, and I hate to sound male chauvinistic when I say this, but the community was built on the backs of our Black men in this community. We carry a lot when it comes to keep holding things together. When it comes to this community, we have the support of our sisters, but the male dominant is definitely there when it comes to, and it's very well needed when it comes to keeping our community together, and pulling those strings to tie everything and keeping everything tight. This is the male in our community is almost like what they say, the matriarch of the family, the glue that hold it together. A lot of people look at us for the leadership, for the what's next. It's almost like when you lead your household, when you're that leader in the house, or you're the male in the house, the king of the castle, and you come home, or you come from being outside, and everybody look at you and say, well, what we eating for tonight for dinner? Nobody wants to eat until you eat. You make that important decision. You change the temperature in the house. You know what I'm saying? You turn on what lights on that's going to stay on and what lights going to turn off. So us as males in the community, we have to take on that role to push our community forward as those guys who stand in the forefront. I look at a lot of photos. I spend a lot of time with a past master in my lodge, past master Hudson. He owns the barbershop over on Staley Avenue. He has a lot of pictures of old Savannah, back when it was West Broad before it was turned into MLK and things of that nature. And he shares the stories of how brothers would come together when things would happen in the community, and they would do the lunch counter sit-ins, and they would march together, and they would host certain things to raise funds for certain people that need it. They would send people off to school. They would pay people's light bills, pay people's rent and mortgage and things of that nature to keep the generational income flowing of our people in the community. So when it comes to our culture and it comes to our community, and I got to give big ups to Mike Chair for hitting on the Geechee Gullah community, because I am a descendant of the Geechee Gullah community as well. You know, we have to be that brick and mortar to shelter that and keep that going. Because if we don't pass it down, just like you said, Jamal, if we don't pass it down, it'll be lost. You know, they've already taken Black history out of school. You know, we've lost our history before Black history, to be honest. So we have to be, like I said earlier, we have to be those senders. We have to be those motivators to keep things going, even when outsiders say, "Oh, well, you know, we don't see the need for this anymore." Well, no, there is a need, and we have to push that. We have to push the need. So yeah, so you know, run tell that.
And that's what that's about. And
Yes,
so,
sir.
so now I'm gonna tell you, Kev, you was going down the pathway. I was like, yeah, because in a certain community here, I had to talk to another brother that doing an effort, and he said, guess what? He said, I got the women. The women are the ones who are stepping up now to become the leaders in the organization.
Mm-hmm.
It's an organization that was created by men.
Mm-hmm.
That were men in the community, created by men, right here in Chatham County. But he said it's the sisters, it's the young sisters in their 30s and their 40s, the one who's stepping to be the leaders. He said, I can't get none of the young brothers to be in charge. And so I'm listening to this brother, this concern. And I'm like saying, yeah. So when you were saying that, I was like, absolutely correct with regard to that, saying the temperature. But then you didn't hit me. You had to go to Tatumville. You had to go to Philly Avenue. You had to go and talk about Mr. Saxophone playing Hudson,
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
James Hudson, married to Miss Mabel Hudson, that
Yes,
when
sir.
at the Fusky Day, he want to go and do the history and go on for so long. And then you got cut, Mr. Hudson. He like, if I don't get it out there, nobody get it. And Miss Hudson started fussing at him. He said, if I don't take it right now, it's never gonna be known. Did he finish? Did he look at me? And did he want me to like amen him on? And I'm like, Mr. Hudson, you trying to get me killed by everybody out here right now. So, yeah. So you just went there. Like, and so I now got to come to the Mr. Hudson of this group right here. That's why I had him last with regards to it. It's the illustrious potentate, Kenneth Glover. So Glover, why is it important for Black men to be in the community, to be right there for our young people?
You asked me a question. You froze on me. What was the question?
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I said, this, why is it now? Coach Delos said you got only 2 minutes. Only 2 minutes. You that respond asked her why, because he said that why Black men must be in the community and be there for our community with our people, and especially our young people. Why is that essential to our souls?
It's essential to the soul because that is what we're supposed to do. As men, we're supposed to lead. We're supposed to be in the forefront. We're supposed to be there. There's no other way for this thing to work. Every other ethnicity group, every group that you look at, from your Asian Americans, our Caucasian brothers, they're leading from the forefront. We need to have the same effect in our community. So when you have an organization such as Omar, that at one point was leading in the community, working with the youth and doing certain things, that is why we're working back to bring back our youth organizations, our Shriners as Mentors program, our youth groups, to get out in the community and bring that back so we can be that type of beacon of light. You know, that is what it's all about. As you look around, a lot of our pastors that were true leaders in the community, they're older now. You know, there are some new folks that's coming around that are really adamant and really in a position to do the great work. But we must be in a position to bring a brother like Noble Cherry, to bring a brother like Noble Simmons into the position to know that, hey, this is an organization that is here to be that beacon of light to our youth. Let's utilize our programs that's already in existence. Only thing we have to do is reactivate it, and that's what we're doing. So when you have Coach Rob reaching out and say, hey, where the Nobles at? We here. That's why we stepping up and going to support him on his initiative. You know, guys like old Cam Park Morris Pollard over there, man. And I really want to reach out to Morris and see what he got going on, you know, because it's not about right now, but it's down. We're looking at the future. So we can do something with Rob and we can do something with Mo. You know, you got a lot of folks that got some stuff going on. We got Shriners in Hinesville. We got Shriners in South Carolina. We got Shriners in Statesboro. We got Shriners in Metter. We got Shriners in Vidalia. This is not just about Chatham County. We got a long reach, and that's what we're trying to get folks to understand. Our folks to understand, to step up. This kind of conversation is necessary, not only for us, but for the community to know that Omar Temple number 21 and Omar Court number 91, we're here. And we're moving forward to be that beacon of light into the community and bring together the support. We have a building on 602 East Broad Street. You know, there are programs that we could run through that building. So we got to look at, understand what we have an initiative to do and move forward with a strategic plan. And that's what we're working towards, and that's what we're going to be doing in the years to come.
All right, absolutely. And we do this right here. We say check out hot2100savannah.com, hot2100savannah.com. You can get this on your Apple, on your Apple app, on your Droid app, on your tabletop, your laptop, your desktop, all of that. You can get that, and you can just go Apple CarPlay also, and Alexa here, our radio station, Hot 2100 Savannah. And what we have going on next week, Coach Rob DeLoach, what do we have? Back to school with Factory 2.0 and friends, Omar Temple 20 number 21, and also the work of these other people who are your friends, making it happen on next week. What's happening on next week? Next Monday on the 4th of August, and that's at the middle schools of Durant and Hubert.
So the other thing, Doc, to add to this is that I believe school starts, from what I was told, the kids should start arriving around 7 o'clock. And the goal is to either meet them on the bus ramp or meet them in the hallways of the school. And if we can provide poster boards, you know, with some encouraging words on it, that would be a plus as well. I had one request from Durant Middle School, is that they asked that I bring tops for the students, and I told them through the organization we would donate tops of white and royal blue. And I think that if you guys, you know, have resources, if you plan on bringing some things to the school, I'm quite sure they will welcome it. What I do, illustrious potentate, is that I will get the contact for Hubert Middle School, and I share it with you all, and you know, we can reach out and see if they have any needs. If it's not available on Monday, I mean, we have the whole school year, you know, to be involved with whatever activities they need or resources. So
Now, Alexis Best said he know the colors for Hubert, and that he said he'll make it happen. That's what when we had the conversation, you said you were going to do the Durant. Now Alexis Best, I don't know if Alexis had told y'all that, but that's what Alexis Best said. I remember that conversation. So yeah. So I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there. So we are now going to come to the most important question that is asked on Run Tell That. And so again, and this is Hot 2100 Savannah, JL, Justice League headquarters, and that, but Run Tell That's by Our Black Media. And so my brother, I'm going to start out with one of the great ones. We're going to start out Noble Kevin Simmons. What is the greatest high school in Savannah, Chatham County, Georgia?
The Herschel V. Jenkins High School.
1800 Eastern Red Avenue. See that? You are a genius. You are a genius. You are an absolute genius. You's a genius.
Yes, sir. Right? Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna creep on over to my brother, my fellow Tiger, who know me, my fellow Tiger. What is the greatest high school? Because even when you was out there, I ain't never switched up on it. What is the greatest high school in the whole wide world that Johnny Black would even go and say? Because I'm just saying the greatest high school in all of Chatham County.
It's gonna have to be Savannah High School. I'm sorry. Basketball state champion my freshman year of high school, and I do believe them young brothers just brought another one back home this year, 2025. So shout out to the coach over there at Savannah High for bringing another piece of hardware back to the county. So we're gonna have to go with that one.
Only thing, I'm gonna just let it slide. And
shout out! Matter of fact, and real quick, gotta give love and props to the local ILA 1414 for actually putting up the money to get them boys rings. That was a big thing. They were short on the money for their rings. The ILA 1414. They showed up and showed out for Savannah High. So that's once again the community coming together and bridging the gap. So shout out the local ILA 1414 for helping them boys get their rings and bringing them boys rings home.
Hook Johnson, you's wrong. Alexis Best, you're wrong. So just let Hook Johnson, they both of them wrong. So and that's what happened. That was the person who talked to me about who now not the sheriff department. He was talking about. He said, "I can go to my car and go get my ring. We won the most state championships in the entire state of Georgia." I said, "I don't care about none of that. Get out of here right now. We don't even play that." So just going to throw it on out there. Another one, just like DJ Cotton. Another one. So Coach Rob DeLoach, I'm not even going to trouble you with that question because you're going to say it wrong anyway. Coach Kenneth Glover, let's report that Kenneth Glover. I will not trouble you with that also. You and Pony can go ahead and run back to the doghouse, okay?
Hey, we produce leaders.
Definitely.
We have no concern with that. But we do say August 4th, be at Hubert and also be at Durant Middle School. And we want to see you throughout the year also. And this has been Run Tell That. And we've had with Coach Rob DeLoach, Factory 2.0. We've had Let's Report Kenneth Glover, coming from Omar Temple, a great brother, Mike Cherry, coming from a noble Mike Cherry, coming from Omar Temple, and then also, again, the one come from Heavens B. Jenkins High School, that is noble Kevin Simmons, right? We say, check out all our shows on Our Black Media and support the events. Again, this weekend, you're going to be at the Hyatt with the great Savannah Black Chamber of Commerce. And the week after that, VMA is going to be at the Progressive. And so we say support all our shows, support the events happening, and support them on Monday, August 4th. And this is Run Tell That. And we will see you all again next week. Always.
Take care.